I've won 15 of my last 18 college football free selections over the past 8 weeks, and a free pick coming your way in just a moment on the Alamo Bowl clash between Oklahoma State and Arizona, a game that kicks off at 9:15 Eastern Time tonight. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this will be your Wednesday video report. Sorry for being delayed with today's report, but between doing media, traveling, and then in between all that, having a very expensive crown, you know, a dental piece of work done, a crown, shatter during all the course of that. Nothing worse than having a crown put on less than 2 months ago and spending over $1,000 for it, and then having to get another one to replace the one that just broke today, and then I can't even pay all that exorbitant price until next week because the dentist happens to be on vacation and can't see me till then. So tomorrow night when I do television in Philadelphia, I'll be the guy never smiling because I don't want people to see this huge gap over in this one side of my mouth. But you talk about throwing money away. Well, guys, I'll tell you, the crown may be expensive, but it pales in comparison to how much I lost last night, going 0-3. Yes, 0-3, and I could not have been on the more of the wrong side of 3 games than I was last night. A lot of guys, when they do these type of reports, they like to brag about the wins. You never hear about their losses. I'm the exact opposite. I'm the antithesis of that because I rarely, after a big winner, go and tell you more than, hey, I won the game. But I'm all for telling you when I'm in a slump because I think that's the only fair thing to do. As you know, I don't celebrate the wins, I don't lament the losses because the biggest problem in this business, I went 0-3 last night. I cannot allow that to affect me when it comes to tonight's card, analyzing and handicapping and placing my wagers. Can't let it affect me. Did I like losing money last night? Absolutely not. Does it bother me that I buried clients? Yes, more so than losing money because, that's my picture, albeit with a beard on the website, and it's my reputation, and they're my plays. And I took people down the river last night because, I wasn't even close. West Virginia against NC State, I was in it for what, about a quarter? The Vikings and Eagles, I had Philly. Was I ever in that game? Maybe when they were up 7-0, the Eagles. And then you talk about another wrong side, Missouri. None of this BS about the right side of games and the wrong side of games. I was on the wrong side of all 3 games, and I wasn't even close to being right. But again, the one thing that people always say, well, what do you need to do, and what traits and what abilities do you need in order to be a handicapper? Well, I say, it's no different than being a gambler. It's one and the same thing as far as my perspective, and that #1 trait that's most desired, most enviable, and the one that you probably need more than anything else is the short-term memory deficit. Again, you can't sit here and cry a river because you went 0-3 last night. I did. Did I mutter a few profanities along the way? Oh, just a few. Probably used my monthly allotment for January already for 2011 up after seeing those games last night. But clearly, I was on the wrong side. But that does not affect me going into tonight. And tonight, you'll see it at the site. I've come out with my second 15-dime play in college football this college bowl season on the Alamo Bowl clash between Oklahoma State and Arizona. The first one was Tulsa, a 10-point road dog at Hawaii, winning outright by double digits last Friday night. I think this play is every bit as strong, and I've got 2 college basketball selections as well. Now, I'm not going to go chase. Chasers are losers in this business. Chasers are guys that go 0-3, lose 30 dimes, and the next night they come out with an 80-dime play, a 200-dime play, a 500-dime play. I don't do that. As you know, 99% of my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes. I just happened to see this game tonight, Oklahoma State and Arizona, and I think clearly the odds makers have made a huge mistake. I think there's tremendous value in this line, and I think this play, personally, is every bit as strong as Tulsa was last Friday over Hawaii, a 10-point dog that went outright on the road. Now, will I be right? Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance. Will I be right or will I be wrong? But, I've got to be able to go and take the shot at the game. I've got to put out of my mind the 0-3 performance last night, and I've got to go for the game tonight. Because the fact is, the only time I ever kick myself in the ass is if I would not do that. If I would downgrade the play or downgrade the amount that I'm going to play on the game, and the next day find the winner, that would tick me off, and that would upset me. Again, do I like going 0-3 last night? Absolutely not. Do I like burying clients last night going 0-3? Absolutely not. But I've got to go all in on this game tonight, plus 2 5-dime college basketball selections as well. Now, let's talk about this Alamo Bowl clash here between Arizona and Oklahoma State. I find it very interesting that the total for this game is 67 points. Think about it. East Carolina, Maryland, the first game on today's docket, was a 70-point total. Illinois and Baylor was a 64-point total. Arizona, Oklahoma State is only 67? Why? I mean, this is an Arizona team that's gone over in 5 of its last 6 games. You know, they certainly can score points in droves, especially when their quarterback, Nick Foles, who is healthy, is in the lineup. I mean, they have scored 27-plus points in 8 of their 12 games this year. And defensively, they're not that good either. They've given up an average of 29.8 points in their last 6 games, 5 of those 6 going over, as I noted. Meanwhile, you've got an Oklahoma State team that has averaged 44.9 points in 12 games this season. But you also have an Oklahoma State team that gives up points in droves, too. I mean, they gave up 47 to Oklahoma, 51 to Nebraska, 35 to Texas A&M, 28 to Tulsa, 38 to Troy, for Christ's sake, early in the season. You've got an Arizona team that averages 445 yards a game. Sounds impressive, right? Until you realize Oklahoma State is #1 in the country with a per-game average of 538 yards a game. You've got an Arizona team that can run the ball and throw the ball effectively. You've got an Oklahoma State team that does so as well with a 3-headed monster in Brandon Weeden, their quarterback, the 27-year-old former minor league pitcher in the Yankee system. He's only thrown for over 4,000 yards. You've got an outstanding running back that pretty much nobody really knows of, Kendall Hunter. All he's done is run for over 1,500 yards this year. So again, how can this line be only 67 points when Baylor, Illinois was 64 and East Carolina, Maryland was 70? Give me a break. I think the only way you play this game is to take this one over the total. You know, prior to the Hawaii Bowl last week, the game that I had Tulsa as the 10-point dog winning outright, I was doing TV in Philadelphia, and the host out of the blue said, you know, what do you think about the total in the game? And I said, well, Christ, you know, I think 85, 95 points can be scored. I mean, you know, you could have the same type of scenario here tonight. At 67, I definitely think these teams could easily, you know, put 75 points. When you think about it, 40 to 35, that's 75 points. That's about a typical game for Oklahoma State. I mean, really, when you think about it, that's the type of games they play. So if you're going to play it, you got to play the over again. I've won 15 of my last 18 college football freebies. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Thursday.